I'm Stephanie. I work at a nonprofit organization here in town. When I was at my peak, I was probably smoking about a pack and a half a day, pack a day, somewhere in between there. I had a tendency to smoke a half a cigarette and throw it out. My quit story is I started smoking when I was 16 years old because of a boyfriend who stopped talking to me. So I was angry and I thought smoking would be a way to get back at him. Well, in the end, it never got back at him. It got me, obviously. I continued to smoke, had a baby. I quit smoking a very short amount of time during my pregnancy. Back 26 years ago when I was pregnant. And I then proceeded to continue to smoke after that up until about 2 years ago when I made the decision that I needed to quit. I was sick of it. I didn't want to smoke anymore. Something had flipped and I was like, nope, I'm done. The time I had my son, until that day, I'd often made the comment that I wanted to quit, and I would try continually. And it didn't go so well. I didn't put in enough effort. I was using the suckers. I used the tracking method. I saved all my cigarette butts to see what I smoked. I did all of these different things, and nothing seemed to help. And I couldn't figure out why. So it was a failed attempt, and I'm gonna say I probably had 20 failed attempts in that time frame. Just about 2.5 years ago when I finally made that decision that I needed to quit. I wanted to quit for me and for me only. That is when I was successful. I started with going on a medication. I did use that for a short amount of time. That helped tremendously, cut way back. And then it was just a matter of teaching myself to substitute walking or substitute sit-ups or something else instead of putting that cigarette in my mouth and or food, so I didn't gain that extra weight. That was a hard part, but I did get through that. And I have just continued to use that method. I chew a lot of gum now just because I do get that urge and I feel like I need something, so I will chew gum. It has been 2 years come October that I have been completely smoke-free. It was one of the best decisions I ever made for me in my life. I knew I had officially quit probably 2 months into my quitting in November when I decided to join the YMCA and exercise, like really get into some of the programs and start exercising, and being able to breathe fully through that exercise program I was doing was amazing because, well, as a smoker, you can't do that. My sense of smell was heightened. Smelling the flowers again was amazing. Again, like my breathing was good, and I'd gotten my ability to take a full breath pretty quick, and that was amazing. My allergies, always being congested and my sinuses filled and just all that gunk in the morning and a sore throat, and I don't have that anymore, and that's a really amazing feeling. The hardest part for me in my routine of smoking and things that were, I guess I would call them triggers that would make me smoke, were right after eating. Eating something and then needing to smoke was a huge obstacle for me, which is why and where I substituted the exercise or, something thereabout, sit-ups, push-ups, whatever it took for me to push myself through that urge, that craving that I was having at that moment. Quitting cannot be a force. When people are forced to do it, they're not going to do it. They need to be willing to quit on their own. And when they are, is when they'll be successful.